Brazil has come a long way in education. It has expanded access to basic education. It set the National Education Plan goals, but the country is still far from achieving them. We know that we need to move forward and quickly. We know that a lot of work will be required to get there, but it is also necessary to reflect, to contribute, and encourage public debate on the issue. It was in the spirit that Brazilians dedicated to education have joined in a collective exercise to look way ahead to 2032 to the possible futures, 4 scenarios for the future of basic education in Brazil. The Canaries Scenario. The educational system is undergoing major changes. The culture of continuity in educational policies has been consolidated, and the goals of the National Education Plan, approved in 2014, are almost all being attained. Like canaries, they all work together. Education advances in Brazil, driven by the state, which guarantees the provision and right to education. And by active participation of society in its conception and management, there is room for other initiatives, but the relationship between public and private sectors has clear parameters. Education is a priority and everybody knows this. Schools democratize access to knowledge and the appropriation of culture. The majority of schools have a traditional format and democratic management. Discrimination and prejudice in the school and in educational policies persist, but inequalities decrease and the increase of quality brings the middle class back to public school. The Hummingbird Scenario. The education system is undergoing major reforms. Social, technological, and environmental changes inspire new experiences around the world. And the stimulus for innovation opens up a space for an education that is less traditional. The state ensures quality and encourages schools in their experimentation and relationship with communities. The participation and social control are encouraged, but they face challenges in influencing national policies. Just as the hummingbird pollinates several plants, technology, social, and environmental changes inspire a series of new educational models. This multiplicity generates fear of fragmentation and difficulty in generating advances at scale. The inequality between schools are accentuated. Non-profit models are given more attention. But private interest requires strong regulation and permanent social control, so they do not dominate public schools. The educational concept is guided by principles such as equity, social justice, and sustainability. Education has the social function of shaping global and everyday agents of change. This reinforces the relationship between schools and the communities around them, and the action in networks. The Peregrine Falcon Scenario. There is a commodification of the educational system. The state is the provider, regulator, evaluator, and funder, but relinquishes being the main executor. The transfer of public resources to private educational institutions increases. The educational system provides skilled and specialized labor for the market. The curriculum and didactic materials are standardized. The focus is on proficiency, measured by external large-scale assessments. We have made progress in quantity, but not much in quality. A results and performance-based model prevails, and resistance of social movements is suppressed. Families and students are treated as customers. Enrollments in the education private sector are expended through subsidies and scholarships. Education professionals receive variable wagings with bonuses and rewards. Inequality can even decrease for whoever manages to get ahead by competition or merit. Only students with the best performance receive investment. In this world of falcons, only the strong survive. Structural inequality continues and can potentially grow. The Sparrow Scenario. The rationale is economic developmentalism. By stimulating consumption as a major driving force, the state promotes a sense of improvement in everyday life, but with great social and environmental impact. With this, agendas, actions of social movements, and political agents get fragmented. Compensatory social policies ensure the involvement of the state, but public service is unable to guarantee the quality of rights. The aim to universalize the right to education continues, but there is little political will to tackle structural inequalities. The state holds the role of expanding access and, at best, evaluates education, but it's not able to regulate, not ensure what is essential. Formal schooling predominates with basically no innovation. The focus is on preparing students to enter the market. Management emphasizes results, and the participation of society is ineffective in influencing the decision-making. Education aims to be for everyone, but quality is only for a few. The relationship between what's public and what's private involves the provision of enrollments, culture management, and the sale of new solutions and social technologies. This model, however, faces resistance. Education is messified and ineffective. It tries to take into account the diversities, but it's done peripherally. Youth is demotivated. Violence increases. Conservative religious influence is on the rise and lay education is being questioned. The contradictions and the dilemmas in this model hamper the implementation of the changes needed to ensure that educational policies advance. Like the sparrow, we wander around going nowhere.